guys? It is February 20th, 2019, and you know what time it is. It is 8:34 a.m. Okay, why do I sound like a radio guy? Anyway, so I think I'm going to name this segment officially Eating with Chef. It's really easy to eat and record these videos at the same time. I feel that I'm still getting enough useful information out to you, whoever's watching, while I eat. And if you don't think so, well, I guarantee you no one's watching right now, because I haven't really publicized my videos. I mean, I've published them, but I haven't started tagging them or advertising them or anything. And yeah, I don't intend to for a while. This is like a little bit of a test run. Get me into the groove. But yeah, so let me see. What's going on today? Nothing much. Yeah, it's the morning. I mean, I don't know. I don't like doing these in the. I mean, there's one drawback to doing them in the morning. It's not that I don't like it, but the drawback is that I don't usually have a ton to say unless I'm worried about something that happened last night. And thank God that's not often the case. But in terms of ongoings, so let me do a reset a little. Just get everyone on point right now on the most important things in my life. So it's tax season. Got to do my taxes soon. Not going to be a super big deal, but I do have some concerns about how the new, whatever the Trump tax thing is called, Americans Against Taxes Act or whatever, Trump tax act, whatever it is, Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Of course, what a name! What a small, what a basic. I was gonna say small-minded. I wouldn't say it's small-minded. I mean, I'm sure it plays exactly to the people it's meant to play to. So, but the name itself is very sophomoric, and I think maybe sophomoric to some means clear. And it's going to cut taxes and jobs, yet and see how much it actually cuts my taxes. I have a feeling that I'm not going to get much of a tax cut this year, and the state and local tax stuff is going to be crazy. One of the colloquial names according to Wikipedia is the Cut Act, which is cutting your income. Let's see. What does it say about the state and local taxes? Because this thing is humongous, and so it says. Let's see. What does the Tax Policy Center say? The Tax Policy Center estimate the annual changes in the GDP and budget deficit over the 2018 and 2027 period, 10-year period under the Senate version of the bill. The cumulative GDP increase of $961 billion is less than the deficit increase. So it's not, from a macroeconomic point of view, it's not really doing much. There's an offset. Comparison of the U.S. federal revenues of two CBOE forecasts, one from 2017 based on the laws at the end of the Obama administration and the other from April 2018 which reflects Trump's policy changes. Key insights include the tax cuts, revenues, collections relative to baseline without them. Tax revenues rise each year under both forecasts as the economy grows and as the gap is larger initially, indicating larger stimulus effects in early years. So basically, I think the revenues of the Federal Reserve, so there's not, according to Wikipedia, which some decry as a leftist outpost, say that the that there's actually going to be less revenue, which is going to balance out. So, I mean, some of the revenue goes down. 10-year forecasts. I don't know. This is boring stuff for you, but I'm looking for, I'm going to go into this at some point. I have to research all of this and come up with some estimate, but I'm going to do that because I want to see how my taxes do first without any baseline knowledge of how this affects me, other than being worried about the so-called state and local taxes. Um, so-called because they've been around for a while. So let's see what's next. Yeah, so I got Special Project X still going on. Um, uh, that's going to be going on for 2 weeks. It's unfortunately coincident with Special Project Y, which I spent a good deal of time of Special Project X allocated time to dealing with issues from Special Project Y. But what can you do, right? Anyway, I hope it looks like it's making progress. Not as fast as I thought I would be making progress, but I got to do what I got to do, and yeah, I mean I got to deal with whatever situation comes my way. So again, March 4th, Special Project X deadline, and Special Project Y. I should have named it in the reverse order, but X sounds more important than Y, so that's why I did that. And yeah, it's gonna snow today. That sucks. Well, whatever. Um, the snow it's actually not been that bad this winter so far. I've only had around 2 times where I've had to shovel explicitly, and one other time that I had to put down salt. So I expect this to be a shoveling day, but it's not going to be a bad one. It says the forecast was 1 to 3 inches. I'm just going to double check that. North Jersey forecast. And it says that up to 6 inches of snow. Oh, that's perfect. NJ, were there 4 inches of snow? No one ever. I guess it depends where you are. I mean, New Jersey's a big state, but um, it says, well, 1 to 3. I mean, I wish these maps didn't obscure the part of New Jersey that I was living in. The 1 to 3 count sounds much nicer. I know some people love snow, but for me, in my stage in life, it's disruptive. People who say that probably don't drive a lot or have to dig their car out often of snow. Um, feel. I mean, It says it's gonna snow till around 7 p.m. It's gonna start at 12. So yet again, these snow feeler craps. There's all these different news. These waning gibbous moon, whatever that means, I forgot. Um, no, all of these news services, you have to combine information. It just becomes more annoying. Like, I can tell what it is now. It says today's daytime snow accumulation of 2 to 4 inches. That's not bad. Not the end of the world. There's been worse. Okay, and finally, I have only a few minutes left. I spent most of the time talking about the snow and the Tax Act, which I didn't even get into. Just quickly do a Trump search, customary. Trump's loyalty obsession could lead to obstruction case. God. CNN. Trump said Trump administration moves to pull funding over for California bullet train. Okay. Trump praises Covington student Washington Post. Go get them, Nick. The social media feud between President Trump and California Governor Gavin Newsom. The federal government announced its intention Tuesday to cancel nearly $1 billion in pending funding for state's long-planned high-speed train. In a letter to California High-Speed Rail Authority CEO Brian P. Kelly on Tuesday, the Department of Transportation outlined the government's reason for pulling funding. The state has not come up with its own promised funding, will miss a 2022 completion target, and has recently reconfigured the project outside the bounds of a federal pact for funding. Railroad Chief Barry Webb. The federal department will deobligate almost $1 billion in promised cash, but California will be given a chance to argue its case, Battery said in the letter. He also said the Trump administration is exploring all available legal options to recover $2.5 billion in past federal grants for the project. So they want to get their money back. Why? Oh, is it because California hasn't been paying their fair share of it? Newsom announced a plan to scale back the $77 billion project rather than taking travelers between Los Angeles and San Francisco. As originally envisioned, the train will now seek to bridge the Central Valley cities of the Bakersfield and Mercer. Well, another fucking huge project. Anyway, that's it.